Hello Lemonators, the Lemonator here, and welcome to the Season 2, the Battlefield 2015 to 2016 season Slammy Awards. Wow, it's been over a year since we did the first one, and now here we are back here with the second one. Yeah, it's incredible. I don't think I have much more to say. I'm just going to go straight into the nominations and all the categories. So let's get started there. Oh, actually no, I do need to talk about some stuff. So basically, if you do want to vote for all of these categories, you can follow me on Twitter at the @the_Lemonator, and that's where all these polls of the voting will be. It is a public vote, but whatever. So yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled the result, if you don't want the result spoiled for you, then you might want to just vote immediately and then stay off Twitter, or stay off my Twitter for a while. You just go to Twitter to vote this year, instead of the YouTube comments like I did last year. But yeah, anywho, I think we can now get into this one. So yeah. So here we go, our first category, the OMG Moment of the Year. Our first nomination goes to the Lemonator for his cash-in at the Factory pay-per-view. Basically what happened, Goldberg just completely destroyed Ray Thompson in a Hell in a Cell match, Ray Thompson being the current world champion at that time. And Ray Thompson was completely taken out, had to be escorted out the arena by some officials. Then the Lemonator, he cashed in he basically cashed in Ray Thompson, but got the pin on Goldberg. So yeah, and now the Lemonator is still the world champion thanks to that. So yeah. We then have for our second nomination, it goes to Cloud Fox for rebelling against Nanashi at Elimination Chamber. You know, Nanashi had been a thorn in his side for months, for pretty much for a whole year. Despite being betrayed at Wrestle Temple, Hayakumo, he thought he could trust him. Did I say Cloud Fox? Well, he used to be called Cloud Fox back then, but now he's Hayakumo. I need to keep addressing the name change because he changed his name for specific reasons. Hayakumo, he even trusted Nanashi after he'd been betrayed by him at Wrestle Temple. So it was finally great to see him take the fight to Nanashi back at Elimination Chamber. We then have for our third nomination, it goes to the Young Bucks for them attacking Ray Thompson at Wrestle Temple out of nowhere. Basically, what it was a 6-man tag match between the Bullet Club and the Foreigners. It came down to Ray Thompson and AJ Styles as the final two facing off. Ray Thompson looked like he was about to win, but then out of nowhere, the Young Bucks come in from the crowd and super kick him in the face, and the referee does not see that as disqualification for whatever reason, probably for betrayal reasons or BH reasons, but we don't need to worry about that anymore. BH, I think he's long gone, but who knows, we could see him back at any moment. But anyway, we then go for a final nomination. It goes to Eva Least for her last second win at Wrestle Temple. It was a 30-minute Iron Woman match. It came down to the last 15 seconds. Both competitors, Lita and Eva Lease had 1 point. When Eva Lease, she locked in that submission, held it in tight for as long as she could until Lita tapped out that final second. Yeah, it was a pretty intense finish. We then those are our OMG moments of the year. Next up, we have our extreme moment of the year. First nomination goes to Lita for doing a leg drop right on top of Eva Lease whilst Eva Lease's head was on a ladder. It was pretty underrated, judging by the live reaction, but it looked absolutely brutal of Lita to do. And Lita, she got pretty beat up during that whole match, but that was the most brutal thing that came out of that match. Surprised Evil East didn't suffer from concussion or anything. Next nomination that goes to Yin Yang for injuring Nakamura at Wrestle Temple. I mean, it doesn't sound extreme, but you know, this is extreme stuff. I mean, pretty much overall the whole match and like everything Yin did to him with the thumbtacks, putting him through the cell, GTSing him, or Breath of Life, hitting the Breath of Life and making him fall off the cell. He gave him a brutal beatdown, a very brutal beatdown, and Nakamura. Of course, I put up on Twitter that Nakamura's going to be gone for a couple of months now. He can't compete. Yin Yang's taking him out. He's going to be out of action for quite a long time. So good luck to him on the path of recovery. We then I can't talk. Then we have for our next nomination, the Eliminator for his diving barricade spear at Wrestle Temple onto BH. It's just, you can see it from the picture, and you can probably see it from the actual footage. It was brutal, an absolutely brutal spear. You know, it was just the spear Eliminator needed after all the punishment BH had been putting on him that match. You know, putting him through tables and all that nonsense. So yeah, and then our final nomination goes to Goldberg for absolutely destroying Ray Thompson in a Hell in a Cell match at the Factory pay-per-view. You know, put him through the cell wall, put him through the table, speared him probably, just completely beat the hell out of this guy. You know, Ray Thompson, he did put up a good fight though, but wasn't good enough, and Ray Thompson was completely taken out. Yeah. And that is our Extreme Moments of the Year there. And now for our next category, one of my personal favourites, the LOL Moment of the Year. Oh boy. So, we have, for our first nomination, we have Shia LaBeouf for entering the Royal Rumble as a special guest and eliminating Brock Lesnar. I don't really need to explain anything else from that, you know. He just simply entered himself in the Royal Rumble as a special guest along with Deadpool and Black Heron. Black Heron was supposed to be a special guest, but we all know how that turned out. And yeah, Shia LaBeouf, he managed to eliminate Brock Lesnar. That was incredible. Yeah. Anyway, our next nomination goes to the Ice Cream Truck Man for making an appearance at Elimination Chamber. Basically what happened, it was whilst I was recording commentary for Evil East and Bailey in their match, and you can just hear in the distance there's an ice cream truck it just park itself outside my house and offer ice cream. Right now what you're listening to is an audio clip of something I found off the internet. Don't get excited, it's not the actual thing, I just thought it'd make a cool effect. Yeah, the ice cream truck, it got the biggest pop of the night at Elimination Chamber. It was pretty incredible. Oh, just a minute. Ugh. There we go. Sorry, I had to close my door for a moment. Or just push it. Yep. Anywho, our next nomination goes to Roman Reigns for getting the biggest boo reaction of all time at Wrestle Temple. You know, that's it pretty much. You know, I was just commentating. Pretty much commentating. Then Roman Reigns' music hits and the whole crowd boos like crazy. You can't hear Roman's music. You can barely hear my voice on commentary because the crowd is booing so loud. And oh god, no, not this again. Stop it, guys. Oh, stop. Oh my god. You guys, no chill. Anywho, our final nomination goes to Old Man Joe for his special little commercial for the People's Elder Cream at Wrestle Temple, and you know, we're just gonna display some footage of that for you guys right now. Hello, my name's Old Man Joe, and today I'd like to promote my product to you, the People's Elder Cream. Basically, it's a cream that you put on your face and it makes you look all old and stuff instead of all young and healthy. Just take a look at these customers when they put on the elder cream. Here's a word from one of our scientists, a very clever scientist who helped make the product.
I made it drink gasoline. That would make him go faster.
We also have received a message from one of our satisfied customers. So what are you waiting for? The sweet embrace of death? Because I know I am. So come get the people's elder cream today. Yeah, that's right. No one was safe. Not Harambe, not Marina Joyce, not Yin Yang. No one was safe from that commercial. Anywho, those were our LOL moments of the year. Next up, we move on to our next category, the rivalry of the year. Our first nomination goes to Eliminator and Black Heron for their rivalry that we all know about. Basically, let's just run down all these rivalries. This rivalry, pretty much started when Black Heron came to the company as a special guest in the Royal Rumble match, but managed to win the Royal Rumble, which meant he wasn't going anywhere else. Then we didn't see him for a couple of weeks until, then we went up to basically, next part of the story, we're at Elimination Chamber. It's Eliminator versus Ray Thompson for the world title. They do the match. Eliminator comes up on top to retain his title, and then all of a sudden Betrayal come out to attack both guys brutally. Just BH sending a plain message there. And so the episode after Elimination Chamber, BH is apparently made the new general manager, as Bad News Barrett is resigning as general manager to train for his Wrestle Temple match, which he lost anyway. So yeah, BH was the new GM, and he absolutely ran havoc on the shows. So many people got screwed over and beat up by Betrayal. And of course for Lee Macy, he was also a victim of a beating from them. And we skip to 1 week later. Lee Macy comes out just to address some stuff about BH, but then the Masked Psycho is seen down the rampway, and he's about to come out to attack the Lee Macy, because I think what happened is that Betrayal basically asked Masked Psycho to attack the Lee Macy for some reason. They just took some random LXT talent to attack him, but no, it was a trap, as Roberto came up from behind and revealed that the Masked Psycho was actually Liam's brother, Mitchell Ellis, who was apparently fired, apparently was retired by Yin in LXT, but he came back. He's back, and now he's running his own damn show. So yeah, we continue then. Eventually, throughout the next 2 weeks, the foreigners decide to help out, and they completely take out Betrayal, injuring both the Skill Foundation and Roberto. And Millimeter, he comes back from injury to address the situation we're in again. But then he completely forgets there's one more Betrayal member, Merc, 2 TM, 2 Twisted Merc, and then they have a match. And then Lee Mesa beats him, and Merc is out of the equation, which then goes up to Wrestle Temple, the title match, world title, main event. Lee Mesa, Black Heron, insane match, but Lee Mesa got it done to retain his title. So yeah, that was the whole entire rivalry of Lee Mesa versus BH. Our next rivalry goes to Willow and Bray Wyatt. These guys continuing their feud from Wrestle Temple. It was basically it pretty much started before Wrestle Temple. I can't remember what happened before Wrestle Temple, but I do know for the fact they fought for the hardcore title at Wrestle Temple in a TLC match, and Bray Wyatt managed to win, but Jeff Hardy wasn't done there. He wanted another match at Extreme Rules, but this time Jeff Hardy was going to take on his alter ego as Willow, but unfortunately, thanks to Wyatt family getting in the way. Willow was unfortunately was not able to win against Bray Wyatt. So yeah. We then go on to our next rivalry of the year. Hayakumo versus Fennec Fox versus Nanashi. Oh god, we got another long story to tell. So this goes all the way back to Wrestle Temple 1. It was Cloud Fox, at the time called Cloud Fox, Hayakumo, yeah, I need to keep saying Hayakumo. Hayakumo versus Seth Rollins in the main event of Wrestle Temple for the world title. I believe what happened was Hayakumo, he's getting close to winning, but Nanashi got in the way and completely beat the crap out of him. It was an Extreme Rules match, so there's nothing he could do. Yeah, but despite the beatdown, he still kicks out when Seth Rollins tries to pin him again, and he manages to take out Nanashi and win the match, becoming the new world champion. And then the night after that, Nanashi said he'll be back one day, and he said that he was only trying to benefit his training and all that. So yeah, Nanashi then left for a while until we saw him return just before SummerSlam, I believe. I think that's what the situation was. Yes, and apparently he had ordered Hayakumo to attack the tag team partner of Fennec Fox, Jay Griffin, putting Jay Griffin out of action and putting Fennec Fox in a handicap situation where he had to defend his titles by himself, but he lost, of course, since it's a handicap match. Yeah, Kumo has rejoined Nanashi. He somehow believes the fact that Nanashi only attacked him because it was part of this training. And he was kind of convinced that because he lost the world title within his first title defense. So yeah, you kind of can't blame him for thinking that, but whatever. And so yep, these guys fought at SummerSlam. Fennec Fox and Hayakumo, they fought, and just when just when Fennec Fox was about to get the win, Nanashi came out and attacked Fennec Fox, and so Hayakumo also just ended it with a pandemonium, and they walked out. And Fennec Fox is now injured, thanks to this. Eventually we see Fennec Fox return at the Royal Rumble, and then he challenges Kumo to a rematch at Elimination Chamber, saying that they don't want any Nanashi involved this time, and Kumo even ordered Nanashi to not get involved. Oh, also we need to go back a bit. At the Factory pay-per-view, Kumo had a shot at the British title against Chris Benoit. He was about to win, but Nanashi ended the match because Nanashi thought that Kumo was better than the British mid-card title. So yeah, he didn't want him holding that title. So yeah, but anyway, back to Elimination Chamber. Fennec Fox, Hayakumo, they fight again, and just when Kumo is getting into it this time, Nanashi once again comes out and attacks Fennec Fox. Even though Kumo told him not to, and Nanashi promised he wouldn't. So eventually Kumo, he finally rebels against Nanashi for good this time. And then eventually, just before Wrestle Temple, Kumo challenges Fennec Fox to a match at Wrestle Temple for the British title. Fennec Fox accepts the challenge, but then Nanashi came out to attack him again, as Nanashi didn't want to be left out of it, which made it a triple threat match at Wrestle Temple, which ended with Kumo winning and retaining the title. So wow, that was a lot. I'm surprised if you guys took all that in. Wow, that's a memory game I had to play there. Wasn't totally detailed, but you know. Anyway, our final nomination for Rivalry of the Year is quite a smaller one, but CM Puma versus Prince Puma. We didn't necessarily see much from them, but you know, they always seem to have a thing for going against each other. We first saw them in the ring together at the Royal Rumble, where they both, that's when they both first met and immediately started fighting each other to prove who the better Puma was. So yeah, and then I think pretty much the next time we saw them was at Wrestle Temple in the pre-show in the 10-man battle gauntlet. They encountered again at some point, and just when Prince Puma was trying to get in the ring, CM Puma straight away starts attacking him, sends him out to ringside. and the guys just fought it out, you know, going crazy against each other, not trying to preserve energy for the rest of the eliminations or anything. They just wanted to take each other out to prove who the better Puma was. And I believe Prince Puma bested CM Puma then, but I don't think they're done. I think Prince Puma and CM Puma are going to be, I think they're going to be, well, we're going to see a lot more from them, probably in the future. And there we go, those are, sorry for that being a very, very long one, but those were the nominations for Rivalry of the Year. Our next nominations is for the pay-per-view match of the year. Now I've decided, since Wrestle Temple is pretty much where all of our best matches happen, I didn't want to just settle for one match of the year category, because it would just be all Wrestle Temple matches and that'd be boring. So pay-per-view match of the year, so any matches from any pay-per-view other than the Wrestle Temple pay-per-view. So I'm not going to, since we've gone for a really long one, I'm not going to describe these matches and how they were. I'm just going to tell you guys to go find them, go watch them, possibly before making your pick, or if you've already seen them and you've got a good memory of them, then straight up vote for him. So yeah. Anyway, first nomination of pay-per-view match of the year goes to Bray Wyatt. For Bray Wyatt, this is Sami Zayn at Twitter Tuesday. The nomination, by the way, the award goes to whoever won that match, by the way. So yeah, Bray Wyatt won this match, which means he will get the award. So yep. Second nomination is Ray Thompson versus Goldberg at the Factory in a Hell in a Cell match. Our third nomination goes to Hayakumo versus Fennec Fox at SummerSlam. And our final nomination goes to Tyler Breeze versus Chris Jericho at SummerSlam. Next category is Wrestle Temple Match of the Year. So like I said, we're separating the two pay-per-views, well, every other pay-per-view from this pay-per-view. So yeah, the Wrestle Temple Match of the Year, our nominations are Ivelisse for Ivelisse versus Lita, Bullet Club for Bullet Club versus Foreigners, Yin Yang for Yin Yang versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Eliminator for Eliminator versus Black Heron. Our next nomination is for Tag Team of the Year. Our first nomination for Tag Team of the Year is the Greek War Squad, the second longest reigning World Tag Team Champions, undefeated in LXT. They're very, very dominant here on the main roster. Might have suffered a loss or two, but it's fine for them. They took the titles all the way from I think SummerSlam to Wrestle Temple. So yeah, they did find quite a lot of great success here this year. Our next nomination goes to Armageddon. Armageddon, literally, they made their debut match on Saturday, the day before Wrestle Temple, and then at Wrestle Temple they won the World Tag Team titles. They are undefeated in LXT, or they were undefeated in LXT in their title run. They've completely just dominated the scene, absolutely dominated it. So yeah. Our next nomination goes to the New Day. You know, the New Day, they had a very entertaining entrance for at Extreme Rules, considering that was in 2K15 when the New Day wasn't in the game. You know, they had a very entertaining entrance then. They were also, I mean, they did alright. They did manage to pick up quite a few wins during their title run, their short-lived title run, which ended pretty much a month later. But still, yep. And then our final nomination goes to the Bad News Boys. They first appeared after Extreme Rules. Bad News Barrett, who was the general manager, decided to get the team of R-Truth and Heath Slater together. And they kept putting them in handicap matches with people and stuff. So yep, and they were pretty dominant, to be honest. So very, very dominant team. I can't remember. Actually, I don't think they even lost. I don't think they got a single loss, a single tag loss until, of course, the Wrestle Temple match they had. But yeah, this team went through a lot. It was Heath Slater and R-Truth, then it was Heath Slater, R-Truth, and Baron Corbin, alongside with Bad News Barrett. But then Heath Slater left the group, betrayed them, and joined the Nexus, and boom, the Nexus of the Trios champions. But yeah, Bad News Boys, they did leave quite a bit of an impact this year. And those are our nominations for the Tag Team of the Year. Our next category now that we can go into is for the Woman of the Year award. So, yep, our first nominee is Skeletina. Skeletina being our ever women's champion on the show, and of course the women's championship then became the Eclipse championship while she's still holding it. And yeah, she was undefeated all the way until, I believe, Twitter Tuesday? Was it Twitter Tuesday? No, it wasn't Twitter Tuesday. She was undefeated all the way from LXT up until the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, where she lost the title to Nia Jax. But yeah, she was very dominant here on the main roster. Probably the most dominant woman so far. And now we go into our second nominee, Nia Jax. She, of course, beat Skeletina, ended her reign of domination, and had a short-lived reign, but still was quite very successful in defeating the undefeated streak like that of Skeletina's. Our third nomination goes to Eva Lise, our current Eclipse champion. She got the title off Bayley at Elimination Chamber, and then just retained it against Lita in a 30-minute Iron Woman match. So yeah, and so our final nomination goes to Bayley. She also, she managed to beat Nia Jax and two other superstars, I believe, Caitlyn and Lisa Black, I'm gonna say. Yeah, in a fatal 4-way match. So, well, hey. Of course, she lost the title to Eva Lise quite soon, but, you know, still, Bayley, people love her. And it's great to see her on the show. Anyway, our next category goes to LXT Star of the Year. That's right, we're bringing in one thing for LXT. People requested it, so I thought might as well. An LXT award for people who are still in LXT as of pretty much the end of season 2. So yep. Our first nomination goes to Adam Wolf. I believe, if I can remember correctly, is he a one-time champion? I think he's a one-time champion. Maybe 2-time, I can't quite remember. But yeah, he's been here for a while. The creator of Adam Wolf, Adam himself, he is very enthusiastic about LXT indeed. I appreciate that a lot from the guy. And yeah, he has tried to do certain ways to make things entertaining for his wrestlers. Even if it did even if he did do things that kind of like bugged me out sometimes, you know, I guess I always appreciate the enthusiasm from him, and you know, he's not any less welcome on the main roster than anyone else. So yeah. Anyway, our next nomination goes to, well, they were, yeah, like I said, the nominations are whoever was in LXT at the end of season 2. So Shipwreck, even though they've just been drafted, they are still up for this award. But yet the oh sorry, I swore then. Shipwreck. Whoopsies. The Shipwreck. They multi-time LXT champions. Captain Skull, as at the very end of season 2 of the Saturday Night Battlefield, still the LXT champion, but he has to be stripped of it now. since they're being drafted up to the main roster. But yeah, Shipwreck, they've been around, I think, since day one, maybe. I can't remember necessarily, but they've been here for a very, very long time. And now they're finally joining Skeletina here on the main roster. The whole entire Shipwreck team has been reunited, so hey. Our next nomination for LXT Star of the Year, it goes to Mitchell, my brother. He premature, I can't say that word. He retired, basically. He got retired at the very end of 2K15 when he had a match with Yin Yang, where he said if he lost he would quit, which he did. But little did everyone else know, he was back quite soon as the Masked Psycho. You know, so nobody this whole time he's had you all of you tricked out of that one. Yeah, he's been here the whole time. He's been here on LXT the whole time, and of course he's been revealed now. And now he's going to be the general manager of his own show. So wow, what a roller coaster of I don't know for Mitchell's career. And now, anyway, our final nominee for LXT Star of the Year, Kenji. Kenji, he is a former LXT champion, and he also won a 10-man Royal Rumble to go to the main roster Royal Rumble. And in the main roster Royal Rumble, he got the most eliminations of the night, 3 eliminations. So yeah, Kenji's definitely proved himself to quite a lot of us. But has he proved himself to all of you? Is he going to be the LXT Star of the Year? We'll have to find out. So yeah, that's those are our nominees for LXT Star of the Year. But next up, we've got the Breakout Star of the Year. Superstar just joining the roster around this year, and really turning their careers into something great. Our first nominee goes to the Illuminator. I don't really need to go through this, you know, he just became Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank, cashed it in, became world champion, main event of Wrestle Temple. So yeah, he immediately got himself to the top spot within the space of a year. So yep. Our second nomination goes to Fennec Fox. Despite the fact he hasn't found any title success. Oh yeah, he has, of course, tag team champions. Okay, yeah, so he has had title success, tag team champions. With Jay Griffin, but then separating from Jay Griffin, you know, he may have not found success win-wise or whatever, but he's definitely been entertaining us. Along with Hayakumo and Nanashi, so and we've seen plenty of him. Cut a brilliant promo on the final episode of Saturday Night Battlefield this season, so you know, gotta give the guy some credit. Anyway, our next nominee is for Ray Thompson. Ray Thompson joined just before SummerSlam, ended up being in SummerSlam, and beat Kevin Owens for the vacated World Championship after I believe Kevin Owens injured Dean Ambrose. So yeah, there you have it. Ray Thompson, he was former World Champion. That was unfortunately short-lived for him, as he did lose it at the Factory pay-per-view. So yeah, there you go. Ray Thompson, another nominee. And now for our final nomination for Breakout Star of the Year, Yin Yang. Incredible. He pretty much made his debut at Wrestle Temple after being on LXT for a whole year of trying to get to the main roster, coming up short, but he finally did it, and then came up here to the main roster. He debuted at Wrestle Temple, beat Shinsuke Nakamura for the Lucha de la Muerte Championship, and injured Nakamura in the process. Yeah, great success there from Yin, putting himself in a good spot in the space of 2 days 3 or a week or so. So well done to him. And now we move on to our final category, the Superstar of the Year. Our first nomination goes to Dean Ambrose. Of course, this man cashed in his Money in the Bank at Extreme Rules on Hideo Itami to become the world champion. He held the title for quite a bit until, the title, he never was actually beaten for it. Kevin Owens just injured him, taking him out of action. And, yeah, and the title had to be vacated. So, Dean Ambrose, he might possibly get a title opportunity very soon in the future. Now that I've just realised that. But, yeah, there you go. Anyway, our next nomination goes to Bray Wyatt. This is quite a familiar situation we're in, as Bray Wyatt, I think he was nominated for the spot last year as well. But Bray Wyatt, he's the most decorated champion on our show, the longest reigning hardcore champion, as he's also held the hardcore title twice, and also has been a European champion. So yeah, Bray Wyatt, despite he hasn't found much success towards the end of the year, he definitely had a great start to the year, continuing his dominance that he already had from season 1. So yep. Anyway, our next nomination goes to last year's Superstar of the Year, Hayakumo. Of course, Hayakumo, despite having a very bad world title reign, he managed to pick himself up after that, putting on some brilliant matches with Fennec Fox, creating moments which got people off their seats, like when he, like I said, when he rebelled against Nanashi and then won at Wrestle Temple, retaining that British Championship he got from Benoit. So yeah, our British champion at the moment, superstar of season 1. Can he be Superstar of the Year for 2 years in a row? We'll have to see. And now our final nominee is Shinsuke Nakamura. Despite the fact he hasn't been here for long, he's definitely been quite successful. Winning the title at Elimination Chamber against 5 other men. And then, should have seen him at Wrestle Temple. The reaction he got was phenomenal. The best reaction anyone got for the whole night. The whole entire crowd were Nakamura fans, which is even more painful now, the fact that he's been injured by Yin Yang, and Yin Yang's going to have a lot of heat there. But there you go, Shinsuke Nakamura, final nomination. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our Slammy Awards. Like I said, you can go vote on Twitter at the Leminator, or at @the_Leminator. Yeah, the voting will be up for 7 days, and I'm not quite sure when the results video will be coming out. Hopefully quite soon afterwards. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like rating, subscribe to become a Leminator today, and I'll be seeing you guys next week for the results of the Slammy Awards.